Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run-through of Digimon World 3. And in this episode, after successfully resolving the dual island tournament in Asuka, we are going to go over to West Sector, finally. After we, do some more random encounters on our way. We are still trying to get our Grismon up to Digivolution level 99, specifically so that he can have the ability to load. I think at 99 he gets the ability to load Spinal Tap, which is not an attack that we give a shit about, but Grismon is the best champion level Digimon that we actually have when it comes to raw melee damage. So, in order to thank you, Annotations, for that. So in order to specifically get over to West Sector, we have to go from either Plug Cape or South Cape, and we need to specifically go by Seabed using Submarimon. The only random encounter that you'll get through on this particular seabed is actually Dolphmon, and you are supposed to be grinding in this area for roughly an hour in order to get your Digimon up to somewhere between 20 and 25. I am not going to be doing that. I'll end up doing a grinding for West Sector a little bit later off screen. Because, I don't want to bore our viewers with, all of the grinding that I have to do. Because I do have to do a substantial amount of grinding in a couple of parts. You will, a couple of parts ago, you should have noticed that we went from level 12 to level 19. Yeah, I did a bunch of grinding after we defeated Suzaku Leader because the narrative connection between Suzaku Leader and West Sector is exactly one event, which is the Submarimon quest, and they expect you to gain somewhere between 8 and 10 levels through that one event. Despite the fact that even though you're doing a boatload of backtracking, a good portion of the backtracking is in Central and East Sector, which haven't actually scaled up their encounters yet. So yeah.
Some grinding is required.
Some grinding is recommended. For the record, the speedrun of the game very specifically does not do grinding, nor do they actually use Kumamon. Kind of explicitly, the best Digimon is either Guillamon or Kotamon. Guillamon if you want consistency, and Kotamon if you want time, because Kotamon gets access to Metal Mamemon very quickly, and Metal Mamemon's machine attack, Mechanical Bash, that's level 2 mechanical physical attack, is extremely relevant for the first 2/3 of the game. However, Mechanical Bash ends up falling out of favor, at least when it comes to elemental resistances later on, so I'm not entirely sure why Metal Mamemon is still the preferred champion to go through the game with. It kind of confuses me.
I could just picture first of all, RPGs are notorious for being really, really long speedruns. Really? The world record for finishing this game is 5 hours and 25 minutes? That's playing it quickly?
Well, actually, I think Digimon World 3's world record speedrun right now is actually at under 3 hours. But I'm not entirely sure how long it is. I think it's actually at 2:45. And I think it's held by HDOT. It probably isn't anymore because it's been a while since I've actually done a check for it. And one of the big things that you'll notice is that the community is still not entirely certain if it's Guillamon or Kotamon that's actually the fastest method to go through the game with. We know it's one of those two, very specifically. Guillamon's ability to use stealing techniques in order to get the counter crest, which is an item that we won't actually be getting, so I don't bother to explain it during the playthrough, is extremely important for the NA release. And for PAL, I'm pretty sure for PAL the best is actually going to be Kotamon, just specifically because you don't end up relying on counter that much for it, because it's significantly less reliable.
Yeah, that's right. Speedrunning Dark Souls series with or without certain DLC content. With DLC content, the speedrun takes 10 fewer minutes. With it puts a funny image in my head that because I'm sure you can't be a speedrunner without having at least sunk some some might call wasted minutes on a failed attempt at a speed run. And then you end up in a situation where you're just trying your damnedest to go through an RPG without grinding. And then you walk in on the speedrunner, they got like scrawled notes strewn about the floor, their hair's untidy, and the chairs and desk is a mess. And he says, "It can't be done." Shaking his head with trepidation. "It can't be done. I have to grind."
Well, I'm trying to think, because I know that one of the more iconic moments that I remember from the Final Fantasy IV speed from ages ago was that while they were trying to do I think it was the first 10 Final Fantasy games for Games Done Quick for charity, there was a segment where the speedrunner very specifically was grinding in Final Fantasy IV in order to, either reset job levels or specifically get raw experience points, and I don't remember which, because it wasn't a 100% speedrun. None of the RPGs, as far as I'm aware, have completables 100% speedruns, except for maybe Final Fantasy 1, and even then, a 100% speedrun for Final Fantasy 1 is still somewhere probably between 10 and 20 hours. Hey, Lisa.
Right, because in the interest of maximize fidelity, speedruns are ideally done in one sitting.
Yeah.
And these are people we're talking about. Like, people have to be able to take a break at some point.
I require lunch, damn it!
I gotta pee. Why did I have so much Red Bull before I started this?
I have used speedrun strats, not for Digimon World 3, but specifically for casual playthroughs. I've used speedrun strats in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in order to try and get my own PB, not necessarily for time, but for minimal clear, as in the lowest amount of clear percentage that I can get in a run. I think I got it down for World of Light Smash Ultimate's run to approximately 30% clear. I have that picture fucking somewhere. I don't want to go digging for it right now, though.
Well, speedrunners do have much wisdom to share as some general rules of thumb to getting through a game. For example, not everything in the game is necessarily required for game completion. That's speedrunning 101.
Yep.
The object of the game is just get to the fucking end of the game screen.
That is what we call an 90% clear. So we've officially reached the point in the game where our wild encounters will sometimes actually have magic attacks that they'll throw at us, and you'll get to see how critical hit rates for magic attacks are just significantly more varied than physical attacks are. Because you saw that the Mega Tornado hit us last time did like 300 points of damage, and that's it. And I'm pretty sure that's its normal amount of damage. Thankfully, it also did it here, so now it just looks like I'm being crazy. Blech.
No crits. No crits.
And
I tell you,
a little bit ago that there are a bunch of different item drops that can be found throughout West Sector. We're not going to be farming to get like any of them, because they're at this point in the game they're effectively just additional bits for us, and we don't really have money problems yet. We'll have money problems a tad later, but we don't have money problems yet. I mean, it would be nice to have more money than we currently do, but mostly so that we can go buy supercharges, because we are almost officially out of the range of where power charges are even worth having around, because our base HP is 1800. So, yeah.
Right. Don't bring basic potions into an 8th gym situation.
Yeah. I mean, in this case, it would be a 5th gym situation, but yeah. Stupid.
I like Generation 1, 2, and 3 Pokemon's idea of just set a static image for the enemy or even your user Pokemon. And then as the HP bar drains and wanes, you take critical hits, super effective. That it's just a static image that moves around a little bit, like a la Photoshop, in order to indicate like it's exhaling, or it's spouting water, or it's throwing a boulder. But in this game, you look like, hey, are you okay? That didn't hurt, did it? Gosh, now I feel bad.
Hey,
I just wanted to kick the crap out of you. I didn't want to hurt you.
I will grant that a majority of the time that we spend in combat is specifically transitional time, and that admittedly is a small problem. It would be less of a problem if there was more to do during these turn transitions. Like, you have a lot of options as the turn player, but a majority of the time, your best option is still just doing physical attack.
It is best to have a fully transparent and totally uncut and unedited exhibit of what a Digimon World 3 battle looks like, with all the stuff that other people would have cut out.
So, what the hell's with all these? What the hell's with all these armed guards, Mr. Cloud? It seems to be
armory?
A tad weird, because every other time that we've been to the shops, they've been sacked by Digimon, but now they're apparently stocked by humans, and they're closed?
I think the administration is cracking down.
I mean, we have seen these particular uniforms before, so...
You will help us to solve the Digimon crisis, or you will face the firing squad.
Oh, come on. Digimon doesn't have firing squads in it. I mean, it does have a lot of different guns, but it doesn't have firing squads.
Well, but firing squad is just a bunch of Digimon with guns.
Oh, come on. Gundramon doesn't even exist at this point in the timeline.
That is funny.
Alright, in the next episode, we'll take down the Byakko leader. Be safe, everybody.
Byakko's gone wacko.
Quite wacko indeed.